What is up, guys? Today and welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by today's title, I am doing a makeup tutorial. Not a makeup tutorial, but just like my everyday makeup look or whatever. I tried to do this yesterday and it didn't work, so we're just doing a little chit chat, get ready with me, and yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just finished my eyebrows. I did them off camera because it's just so hard for me to do them on camera. This looks so crazy right now, but yeah, eyebrows are done, and now we can get into our little chitter chatter about, you know, what I went through in this past year. It's kind of a get to know me type stuff, and just like talking, having a sit down chit chat with you guys, because I have not done that since I started this channel. I've just kind of been running the channel for fun, as I should. But anyway, let's go back to when COVID started. So that's where I'm going to start from, because that's when it started for me. So yeah, back to when COVID started. So COVID started around, let's see, I was a sophomore. Yeah, so COVID started my sophomore year spring, okay? And so before we went home, because of COVID, I am in like 3-ish different dance groups on my campus, including like tinikling and then K-pop dance, and then I'm in like Latin dance. But at the time it was just a Latin dance, and K-pop. Tinikling did start, actually, I remember. So yeah, I was doing all 3 of them at school, and just working on choreography and just going to different practices like almost every day of the week. Like I was very busy. Like I was in my room rarely that spring semester because of all of these different dance things that I was doing. So it was kind of wearing myself out if I think about it. But regardless, yeah, so I'm in all these dances and I have practice almost every day. Then COVID happens and I stopped having dance practices, obviously, because they are they're school dances. So if the school is virtual, we're not having these dances because everyone is at home taking COVID precautions, okay? So, okay, I start at home and I'm like, okay, I'm having classes. Keep in mind at the time I'm taking orgo and I'm taking this bio class, like intro to bio, okay? So it's going all that well. And then the first time I get home, it's like having classes. It's kind of like not that big of a deal. It's kind of chill because I'm like, I don't have to worry about like all these different things anymore because I'm at home. I can kind of just like focus on school, which like if you're a student, you know, like why should you not be focusing on school? But I could just divide like my whole attention to that, not worry about dance, none of that. It's just, it is what it is, right? Don't worry, I'm gonna get my forehead, I actually should say later, because right now I am working on like making the hair flatter. I did my hair today actually, so yeah, I'm trying to make sure that the hair is going to lay flat because I just installed it today. Anyway, so yeah, I'm doing my work and stuff. It's fine. I'm focusing on school. It's not a big deal. Like I should focus on school. And then I'm like finding that I have nothing to do, obviously, because I don't have dance anymore. And so I'm trying to figure out what I should do. And so I'm a self-taught dancer, meaning like I used to watch videos, teach myself, and low-key like with the K-pop dancing, I used to actually watch their like music videos and teach myself the choreo through those, or like their live performances and stuff. So yes, I'm a self-taught dancer. I critique myself, all that good stuff. So I'm like, okay, let me just go back to doing what I used to do before I even went to college. And so I tried to do that. So I was doing that with Matt Stefanina, not really K-pop as much, because like someone else is teaching me, and it's always good to know how to be taught versus like just teaching yourself. So that's what I was working on at the time. And then I'm gonna go in with my LA Girl Concealer in the shade Toffee. So yeah, that's what I was working on. And so I was doing that, and it was entertaining. You know, I'm like teaching myself stuff again and just critiquing myself and recording myself, and I'm having fun with it. But after a certain amount of time, I started to get, I guess you can say, bored doing that, because I don't know, like I went from dancing with like 3 different groups of people to trying to do something I haven't really done since high school. So that wasn't going to, you know, go over well, I guess. Yeah, but I just wasn't enjoying it as much as I should have anymore. Not that I don't enjoy teaching myself, but just in this sense, like I wasn't enjoying it all that well, because like I miss dancing with people, and I literally just went from dancing with people to teaching myself again. So it really wasn't working all that well. So I'm like, okay, like it's fine, it's understandable. So then I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'm getting tired of dancing. Not that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm over dancing, I'm never doing this again, but kind of like I don't really, or I haven't really done this whole teaching myself thing. So, you know, I'm like, let me just do something else. So I decided to focus on working out. I'm like, let me do some home workouts. You know, prior times, me, my sister, and my cousins have tried to, you know, go to the gym together and just get fit and stuff, and we've just dabbled in it. So I'm like, okay, so no big deal. Like now I can just, you know, do my workouts at home and just do that fun stuff. And so yeah, I was doing that. So yeah, I'm doing that, and I'm having a grand slamming time with it. But then I started to take it serious, and then I started losing weight. So since I'm like working out, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm working out, I might as well just freaking, you know, work on my eating habits, because I'm like, it doesn't make any sense for me to be eating or like working out and then not eating right. I feel like that's just, you're wasting your own time, and I really wasn't trying to do that. I really wasn't trying to waste my own time. So I am working out, and I'm like, okay, let me change the way I'm eating and make things better for myself. So that's what I've started doing, and I started being mindful of my eating habits. And you know, obviously if you change how you're eating, you're gonna start doing different, you're gonna start to notice differences in terms of like your weight, because you're like putting in like good work, you know. So that's exactly what was happening, and I was happy with that, because I'm like, okay, I'm bettering myself. And so we have the physical aspect of myself that I am now starting to work on. So now this is also part of the physical, but so I'm working on that part of myself. And then I started noticing that I'm like, dang, like I'm kind of bored in the house. Like, what can I do? Like how can I entertain myself? We don't go anywhere. Like I literally just get up, put on sweats, have class, and then some. Like it's really that type of vibe right now. And okay, well, I'm gonna stop this really quickly, because I need to go and wet my sponge so that I can use it. So, and it's damp. So yeah, so I start working on the physical. I'm working on the physical part, and then I'm like, okay, like we're not really doing much in the house. Like, how can I entertain myself? Like, what can I do for myself that, like, you know, will help how I'm feeling about us just being in the house and doing like little to nothing, right? So I'm like, okay, let's so we do that, and I'm like, okay, let's see, what can we do? And so I'm like, well, you know, I've always felt some way about my makeup, so in the house. So I'm like, okay, well, since we're here, you know, let me just go ahead and do my makeup for fun. So I do that, and then I start doing my makeup in the house. Like literally, I start doing it for myself. Like normally it's like, oh, we're going somewhere, and it's like, you know what, nope, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna, you know, work on my craft just for myself, like just because. So I did that, and I started doing that, and then I noticed that when I started doing that, I'm like feeling myself. I'm like in the house, I'm like realizing I'm not doing it for anybody but myself. Like I'm not going anywhere, but I'm doing it and it makes me feel good. So I'm feeling good about myself mentally, and it's like I'm having a blast at this point. Like, I'm doing my makeup, I'm losing weight, I'm feeling better mentally and physically, and that is really when my confidence started to change a lot, because I was just like physically I'm just getting where I want to be, and I'm like proud of myself. So yes, my confidence started kicking in. Not that I wasn't confident, you know how you fake it till you make it. I'm like, oh, I'm confident, whatever. But yeah, this is when I started to really realize like I'm really really feeling myself and like what I'm doing for myself. So whatever, that goes on, and I'm doing this like all summer, and I'm enjoying the summer. I'm also changing how I dress like physically. I had tried to do that like already. So and I had started like a fashion page so that I could, you know, track my outfits and kind of see like what I was doing, because I was trying to change how I dress. So that's another physical aspect. So yeah, I'm like getting into fashion more, or like I'm trying to, not getting into fashion more, but I'm basically showcasing what I'm into a lot more now. And so I'm feeling good about that as well. And so yeah, so that's all I'm doing in the summer. I'm like trying different fits, and it's just really a good time for me, and it was great. So this is a little, so yeah, it was great. And who would not be having a good time with that? Okay, right now I'm just going in with like a lighter concealer, trying to get this bright under eye effect as much as I can, right? So I'm gonna go through it there too, and I'm just going to do that here as well. Anyway, yeah, so go through the summer, it's great, and then here we go, time is going, and you know, as time's going, school starts calling, so we come back and we start school again. I'm a chemistry major, for those of you that did not know that. So that fall I took inorganic and analytical. Analytical sent the girl through the roof. Like, I kid you not, I was crying about analytical almost every day. Not to turn anyone off from chem, but analytical just wasn't for me personally. So yeah, I'm crying about that, but I'm still like, and I can't really focus on myself the way I wanted to, because I feel like at the time also I was taking an MCAT course, so it was like I had a lot of stuff to do, but I was still taking care of myself for the most part. Like, I'm still losing weight, I'm still working out, like it's still, you know, I'm still me, or I'm still doing what I wanted to do for me. But obviously I was not doing my makeup like that, or really at all, because my weekends were like not my own. I had to take like full lengths and stuff, and that kind of stuff is like a story or something for another day, because that's a story on its own. But anyway, yeah, so I'm doing that. So I couldn't really do what I was doing in the summer, but I still was like, whatever happened previously still contributed to me like overall, and how I was feeling about myself overall. So yeah, but school was, you know, my major focus at the time, so I couldn't really do that as much as I wanted to. But my birthday was also that fall. I'm a Virgo, September 21st, y'all. And so yeah, so I was enjoying that, and yeah, my birthday was great. Another thing that added to my confidence, and I'm like having a grand time with that. And like basically I ended the year really well, and I felt really good. I was like 140 by that time. So yeah, I had lost like 17 pounds because I started at 157. And then the year begins, you know, I still had my break from school, and then here we are, we go back to school again. And at this point I'm taking eukaryotic cell, which is now called the cell in biochem. So like the bio people is biochem, not the chem one. And then yeah, so I'm doing that. So yeah, I'm taking the cell and biochem, and then I'm taking quantum chemistry. Quantum, who child, that is not a course I would ever do again. Ever. I mean, I won't have to, but yeah, that was like another, that was like calc on steroids, trying to combine calc and chem. It was brutal for me. But yeah, so that happened, and then, you know, that was a lot. Like, I'm still focusing on the MCAT because the course is like a long time. Literally, the course is a minute, I'm not gonna lie. I always get so scared when I'm using this. It's just e.l.f. concealer in like a really dark shade. I don't even know what shade it is. Yeah, and so the course, you know, it's doing its thing to me. I'm gonna go in with this little brush. So yeah, the class is doing its thing to me, and I'm obviously not feeling it. And then there's school too, because I'm trying to pass UC or whatever. And so yes, that's what's happening to me. And yeah, we're not having a fun time with that. But then this is when like things started to go a little down south for me. Yeah, so I started having, so you know, I'm taking these classes and everything, but I started having these panic attacks, and I just started going through a lot at the time. I don't really know what really triggered me, but overall, like, I think social media was also playing a role in that, because like social media was just not a happy place. And you know, I go to social media because it, like, I mean, social media shouldn't really be my source of happiness, and it's not, but you know, we go on social media to have like a good time, and social media just wasn't a good time at this point in time. So yeah, that was something of its own. And yeah, so I'm having these panic attacks, and I'm just like going through a lot at the same time, and I'm in school. So that and school, they just don't go together. They really just don't go together. And I'm still trying to focus, because like I'm not withdrawing for the semester, because low-key the time for that has passed. And honestly, I just wanted to finish school on time. Like, I didn't, like, no, I was kind of and I'm still kind of over the course, like just school, like this chem major stuff, whatever. So yeah, and I'm like doing that, and so that's happening. And then, you know, whatever happens, and I go and I get therapy. Guys, I got therapy, which is fun. Yeah, so I went and got some therapy, and then I was put on some medication because I was also having insomnia, low-key. Like, I was not sleeping at night at all, which is cute. I mean, it's not, but yeah, I was not sleeping at night for some strange reason, and that kind of sucked for me. Wasn't enjoying it, and yeah, that really sucked though, the not sleeping. So I was on some medication that was helping me, you know, get some rest, and then I'm going to therapy to make things, to help ease whatever it is I'm going through, and basically just talk to someone about what it is that I was going through, which was, you know, it was kind of nice. Like, I thought it was really helpful. Without a doubt, I'm like, therapy should be helpful. If it's not, then it must be the therapist, because they're supposed to help you. But I know there are some situations where they actually are not really helpful. So, you know, whatever that means. So yeah, I'm going, and it's really helping, and you know, the medication is helping too. I'm sleeping, and then after some time, you know, I'm getting where I need to be again. It was kind of hard for me. If I had to describe it, like, I really could not focus on my work because I would have these panic attacks at night. And so I'm having them at night, but then it started slowly like draining into the day because I could not, I would go through the day thinking about what happened at night. So that's not helpful to anything because now I can't freaking function during the day. So that was a big deal. And yeah, it was a big deal. But yeah, the medication and stuff was helping, and like therapy, it was all helping, and the medication, it's helping. So I'm getting better, whatever. Yeah, like I'm genuinely getting better, and I'm feeling better. And then I also started working again. I work at an ice cream shop, so yeah, that was fun. Actually, I worked there since I was in high school, if I'm being honest. So, but this time, like, I wasn't making the ice cream since I was in high school. I was doing the scooping of the ice cream, because the ice cream maker has always been like one person at my job. But yeah, anyway, so I started working again, and slowly I'm forgetting to take medication, which is a good thing because I'm like, if I'm forgetting to take it, that must mean that I'm feeling better in a way, you know, like. And also it's a good thing because I'm not feeling as dependent on it, which you don't want to ever become like dependent on medication, because that's like, it's interfering with your day-to-day function if you feel like you cannot function without this medication, which is not good. But yeah, I was forgetting to take it and whatnot, which I'm not saying that's a good thing, but what was happening, and so I'm forgetting. But it's fine, like, I'm trying my best to remember. I was basically only forgetting when I had work, and I only worked like once a week, so it only happened about once a week, essentially, which is not that big of a deal, I don't think. So, or at least I hope it wasn't. And then, you know, the semester comes, you know, I get to my classes, and I do really well at my classes, amongst other things, and I am proud of myself. I'm proud of myself, you know, I got through this semester regardless of what I was going through. I still came out on top, and I felt like a star because I did, which is like, you know, some people can't do that. Maybe they have to like withdraw, and like, you know, it's a blessing that I didn't have to. So now also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but yeah, the weight journey is still going. Actually, I think as a result of what was happening, I lost more weight, so I got down to like 130 something, which like physically it just didn't look good for me. Like, it just wasn't like, that's first of all, it's not even as low as I was trying to go. It just kind of happened based on like my circumstances. So yeah, that kind of sucked. But anyway, I kind of like slowly put that weight back on because I was like, I should not be this low. So I ate a little more, and I was like, yeah, let's get back to where we were supposed to be, and we did. So I'm just gonna actually put the little, like, you know, pretty stuff you put in the little corner of your eye right now because I feel like I'm gonna forget it. And I'm just using my I Love Sarah 2 palette. I don't know, it's from ColourPop, but yeah. Yeah, so it's like May at this point. Yeah, my weight loss stuff is still going. Like I said, it was kind of in an unsafe manner, but we slowly like fixed that. And so yeah, my sister, now it's like May, and my sister is graduating. Oops. Oopsie. Yeah, my sister is graduating from, you guessed it, college. We actually went to the same college. And so yeah, she's graduating and we're so excited for her. So I can't remember if I was taking my medication at this point in time because I don't really know, and I could not tell you if I did know. Yeah, I can't remember, but anyway, I think I slowly just stopped taking it because yeah, I just wasn't feeling like I needed it anymore. So I'm like, what's it to me? Sorry, I'm trying to focus, y'all, because I'll be messing this part up just a tad. Anyway, so, yeah, sister's graduation, and so it's time for that, and which is good for her. So yeah, we're getting ready to go to her graduation or whatever. And you know, good stuff. It's really good stuff. But on the way to her graduation, guess what happened, guys? Guess what happened to me? If you didn't guess, I'll tell you. I threw up in the car. And basically, lo and behold, we talked to the doctors, whatever. The reason that I threw up in the car was because your girl stopped taking her medication. I stopped taking my medication, not on purpose, obviously, but I stopped taking it. And with the type of medication I was taking, I guess like it's just so strong. You're not supposed to do that, especially like it's prescribed. So now it's like I'm like not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and so I had to take some pill. I don't even remember what I was taking, but I had to take something to help calm my stomach down because it really all started because of my upset stomach. So my stomach would be upset, and then that would leave me all sad and whatnot. But yes, so the medication, this new one to help the throw up, was helping. But basically I weeded myself off this medication that I was taking, not the correct way. So I don't suggest, if you're on medication, that you do it the way I did it, because it was wrong. I'm just using some ColourPop blush. Don't even know what type of blush it is, but this is the one that I use. So yeah, don't recommend that. But yeah, I came to stop, and school's over at this point. I'm working, and I'm kind of, you know, trying to like give myself life again. Like COVID kind of took it, but I'm trying to give it back to myself and gain back what I lost in that time. So yeah, I'm working still. Yeah, I'm still working without a problem. That's going fine. And yeah, so at that point, like, we're about to go back to school in the fall. Yeah, this fall, which is this fall right now. So yeah, I'm here and doing a lot better. The weight journey, like I lost weight and then I came back and I started going to the gym. So a lot of things changed, but yes, I'm going to be back because I need to take the scarf off and fix some stuff. Right now, I'm about to just go in and do my lips. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go with my Blistax first and just moisturizer. Okay, so I just went in with this NYX Abu Dhabi and this NYX liner in some shade of brown, and I'm just gonna go over it with this Ginger Snap and whatever else they wrote on that thing, and I'm just gonna go over it with a clear gloss, which is not so much clear anymore because I be doing this often. And I need to start looking at other people's lip combinations and what they're using, because I be wanting a brown look and I be getting like a purplish look. I almost forgot I didn't do my eyelashes. So I have to find my eyelash kit. Okay guys, so I am all done. This is the finished look. I put some lashes on. Ugh. I took the thing off my head. And yeah, that's the end of today's video. The whole purpose of today's video was really just to reflect on the year and just think about where we were, where we are today. So, and that's just motivation for anyone, so you know that like what you go through doesn't define you, essentially. And yeah, that's all. I hope you guys liked today's video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you here on this channel next time. Thanks for watching.